Hi, everyone. Welcome to Appliance Advisors. I'm Francesco, joined as always by my co-host, Dennis. Today, we're going to talk about outdoor grill hoods and do they actually work? And really, we're talking about these outdoor hoods that go into 3-season rooms, covered rooms when you're having kind of a larger outdoor kitchen. Do these work?
Am I being punked right now? Is this real? Is that a real question you asked me? I'm going to throw that right back at you, Mr. Question Man. What do they work? You tell me.
No. Nope. And I would be hard-pressed to really ever recommend it.
25 years, I've never sold a one or dealt with a customer that's called me to say it works great.
Yeah.
But I get where they're coming up. Specifically, whether you've lived down south, covered outdoor grill areas is the thing. You entertain outdoors. That's your outdoor living space. It's 360 days a year. Up here, it's just not. The weather is harsh. People then want to cover them for that obvious reason. But I'm going to tell you right now, they don't work. And more so than don't work, the question we get asked is, will they work? And there's so many variables. And then moreover, will it work? And what sometimes doesn't get discussed, meaning, will an inspector actually pass this application? So what gets asked a lot of times is when they do a grill hood, immediately I'm like, why? Why would you want this? And generally there's some type of covering. Now, some people will say, oh, it's a 3-season room. It's a 3-season room with louvers windows, with an electronic screen that comes up and down. Per code, those are all no-nos. It's got to be open on 3 sides, and you can't have anything mechanical that closes in most cases. So I always tell people, listen, before you even start with the hood conversation, which you're probably not going to like our answer, start with a local inspector. Because regardless to what you've seen online, regardless to what we might ever tell you and say, yeah, I think that will work, it doesn't matter. It's what the inspector thinks. He or she is going to be the determining factor. So start there. Ask that question because we see people go too far. Additionally to that is, if you think about your grill, just let's think about it. Where's the hood in most cases? Probably somewhere around 90 degrees when it's up, right? And so when you open that up, what does that do? Does that let air go straight up? Now, there is a new exception. True has this crazy cool grill, which I like a lot, by the way. But large part, no, they all have this backer. So the smoke goes up and it really deflects it this way. And smoke in general wants to go if you lit this on fire, it's not going in a perfect straight line. It wants to go every which way but up. So we have that. We have wind we're dealing with, elements, and then conceptually what you have for doors or louvers or whatever. So the answer is, I really am going to put it back on the homeowner at that point and say, what if it's that sensitive of an area that a hood is a question? Let me answer it for you. You should think of another application, truthfully. And that's not to say some of these are the most beautiful 3-season rooms I've ever seen, far nicer than my home. But I've seen more shut down. So we have people say, okay. And if you look online, well, I'm going to oversize it. I'm going to make it deeper. It's a 30-inch grill head. I'm going to make it 36. Heck, I'm going to make it 42. And I'm going to make it 27. Doesn't matter. Your inspector may come in and say it needs an Ansel system. It needs to do this, this, and this. It needs a steel structure. It can't have any wood around it. It's up to them. So I would say, again, be careful. I just saw one recently, full-blown Ansel system. This was a 40-inch grill head. It had a 9-foot, very expensive, customized Ansel system, approved by the manufacturer. Steel, it was a steel structure. This was a very expensive, well-done room. Shut down. Absolutely shut down. Rip it all out.
Yeah.
Because that inspector interpreted the way he did. And that's their right too. So I would always say they don't work. You're trying to do too many things. Rethink the application. We all want friends on a covered space looking out at the water with shrimp on the Barbie. I get it. We're all there. But when you have smoke ripping everywhere and it was,
Right.
and
then to think of like just inside what you're venting with that. I mean, it's just, it's so much more smoke and odor than what you're going to get on a frying pan or a pot of, like, it's just completely different. And there's so much, and that is just going to engulf that entire room, and it's not going to vent nearly as well as you think
there is a solution, and no one's going to like this one. For all that money it would take you to build that room and buy that hood and try this thing that won't work in the end, you can get a really nice raincoat and probably an umbrella to boot. Just, listen, we're New Englanders. We love it. I get it. We got to brave it if you really want to grill.
Definitely. So Definitely some things to think about, and a PSA from us when it comes to outdoor hoods if that's in your plan. So I think that'll do it for today.
And don't forget to follow us on social media for appliance tips and updates from Yale Appliance.
Your feedback is what shapes our series. Like what you saw? Give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you.
Stay informed and inspired on all your appliance needs. This is Appliance Advisors signing off.